I'm Shay Russell from mining.com.au, and I'm once again coming to you from the RIU Sydney Resources Round-up. Now I'm sitting in Galan Limited's booth, and we're about to go through the exciting project that they've got out in the lithium triangle. But first and foremost, it turns out I made a boo-boo, and I need you to not tell my boss about this. So it seems when I sat down to record my interview with JP, I hit record on one camera, which is where you're going to see his face, but not the second camera, which has got the two of us talking side by side. So a little bit of a whoopsie. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw you over to JP now. It's a great project. I hope you enjoy the story. Joining me today is JP from Galan Lithium. JP, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you, John?
I am excellent. Good to have you here. Now, normally I wouldn't be holding a microphone and alternating it between the two of us, but as you just discovered, my other battery bike packs have died. They've been working a little hard this conference, but we're not here to talk about my mics failing epically. Let's talk about your exciting projects that is happening out. And could you please pronounce the name of it again, because I'm sure I'm going to butcher it. Which one is it?
It's a Hombre Muerto Project in the province of Catamarca, Argentina.
Hombre Muerto Project. Oh, you don't want to listen to me butcher that 3 or 4 times more. You've got a lithium brine project happening out there. And I know there's some good news, and you might be fighting for competitors to buy your product. But first and foremost, talk us through what the actual project is.
Okay. We have 2 DFS studies, phase 1 and phase 2. At the back of you can see our phase 1 construction. We're in the construction of phase 1. We are probably more than 1/3 in onto the construction of the project. Our expectation is to be in production in the first half of next year. Importantly, recently with the Catamarca government, we have signed an agreement for commercialization of our lithium chloride concentrate. Now, this is a very important news because it means that we can commercialize our concentrate in Argentina, but also overseas. Last week, a week later, we were in China with Daniel Jimenez, which is one of our directors, and he was the ex-senior VP of commercial of SQM. He sold lithium concentrate, hydroxide, and carbonate for a number of years in Asia. What we were very surprised in a good way is that there's a strong interest for our lithium chloride product in China. There's spare capacity, and there is capacity to take our phase 1, which is 5,400 tons of lithium carbonate equivalent in concentrate in China that can be taken next year. Therefore, the interest for our concentrate to be placed overseas in China and other countries as well that is very interested into this, it's creating, in our view, competitive tension. That will translate in a higher payability for a product down the track. Higher payability also may attract further funding and also can bring funding for phase 2 of development that we already have a DFS into that we released in October last year. So the ducks are being aligned. There's light at the end of the tunnel. We are quite impressed with the demand and the importance of lithium worldwide. In China, 50% of the cars that are going to be sold this year will be electric. So China is driving the electric change in worldwide, and it's clearly, in our view, there is not enough lithium to supply all this requirement, and we are in the middle of it. We're in the middle of construction. In the first half of next year, we'll be in production. Therefore, we expect to be in cash flow in the first half of next year. And importantly, we have already a team that is executing this. Galan is a company that the skeleton of Galan is pretty much SQM 2.0. So there's a minimization on the execution also in the production side of things, and we believe that we come on top. And I know you want to ask another question, so I'll let you go.
Oh, no, it wasn't that. I could sit and listen to you all day talking about this. I think that you've hit the nail on the head with a couple of things. You've talked about you're going to be introducing, within less than 12 months, you're going to be generating cash flow a little outside 12 months. Now, this is a different story to the underlying spot price. Well, the spot price people talk about when it comes to lithium. So you're full steam ahead. You've got customers banging on the door that are probably going to be fighting for your product. That's at complete odds with the boil, or coming off the boil that we've seen with lithium prices. So that's fantastic news for you, and hopefully are your shareholders feeling the same way about it?
Well, there's a bit of a mix because there's no hidden that where our share price is. But importantly, I want people to pay attention where is the medium and long term about Galan. And if I take people into memory lane, when I started the company 7 years ago, the lithium price was $17,000 a ton. Companies like Galaxy Resources, Oracle, were going through the roof. Everybody was so excited about $17,000 a ton. The price today is $15,500 a ton. Now, why the market was so excited back then is because they were looking at lithium brine producers. Spodumene didn't exist except for Greenbushes. So today, the rest of the production has come up from spodumene. They are more expensive in production for lithium, but brine producers remain in the front of the low-end cost of the cost curve. So if you fast forward 12 months and the lithium prices remain where they are, we're still going to make money, and we still can pay our investment. All in our sustaining cost is $7,000 a ton. The lithium price is $15,000 a ton. So the economics of lithium brines are so strong that people forget that a lithium brine producer can be profitable. And that's what we want to make sure that the market gets. I know that everyone is looking at spodumene because that is produced in Australia, but the low-end cost producers are with brine. So I will refer people to look at our costs, look at companies like Arcadium that they just put the margins out there, and they have a 40% EBITDA. That was yesterday's release. So brine producers are very strong financially, and we want to get into that race as soon as we can.
So you've just emphasised a really important point. And let's be honest, every investor's journey starts somewhere. And let's say we're kicking off a new investor's journey today.
Yeah.
You've talked about the separation between why brine is actually cheaper compared to spodumene hard rock in Australia. So you're out in the lithium triangle. Let's assume an investor has just stumbled across this video today.
Yeah.
Of course not, though, because you're already following Galan and mining.com.au. Why should they consider brine projects in the lithium triangle to begin with in South America?
From the cost production point of view, that
It's simply a cost issue.
if you're looking at a business, you want to be in a company that has longevity. Our life of mines are 40 years, and our cost will be flat because we are just pumping. So there's an open pit that you have to assume different costs through the life of the mine. Our cost will be and remain pretty flat. So strong margin, and we are on the low end of the cost curve. So we are there for a long time, and once we're in production, you cannot be pretty much removed. If a lithium brine producer cannot make money, there's no lithium industry.
You know, you're not the first person to tell me about how great your project is. I've actually heard a couple of different people tell me how fantastic the project is out there. Now, listen, we've got to bring today to a close. First and foremost, what sort of news flow can investors expect from you in the next couple of months?
Well, as mentioned, we now are talking about commercialization. We'll come to the market with a buyer. In the short term, choice of buyers, and we want to make them compete. So we'll come with news on that front, and that will also come with news about funding, because a lot of people are talking about funding, which is very important for us. There's no doubt about that, and we'll come on top. We'll get this over the line one way or another. Short-term pain, I do understand this, but we'll come on top because our project is one of the best projects out there that is coming to production next year.
Short-term pain, it's an excellent point. Let's remind all the investors listening that these projects can take years to get up and running at the spot price. It can be erratic and volatile. Not to look at that. Look at long-term projects with a good cash flow, upcoming cash flow, and low cost. Sounds like you meet all those requirements.
Well, that's why I quit my job as a mining analyst to start my own project 6.5 years ago. So
come back to the dark side.
Yeah. Stick with fundamentals about economics. So that's what I'm doing.
Listen, JP, this is a fantastic conversation. Thank you for not making me say the name of your project again. But for everybody listening, what's it called again?
Galan Lithium. But we have the Hombre Muerto project in Catamarca, Argentina.
That's the bit I wanted. This has been great, JP, and I'm very excited to see what happens for you guys next. And good luck picking between all of those buyers fighting over your products.
Thank you very much.